the Bills and the Jets on CBS, and you didn't have to stay for the whole thing. Josh Allen didn't either. We saw Mitchell Trubisky off a momentary nose issue for Allen, and then we saw Mitchell Trubisky at the end because it was over before it was over. A beautiful run here, 44 yards to the crib. Let him cook. James Cook finding pay dirt here in week 2, as week 1 was sort of the Josh will do it. Week 2 was everybody else get involved. Cook on the ground for 132 and 2 touchdowns. Back in studio with the guys, and we made the point as we were watching this one, good teams do this to bad teams.
You better
and
believe it.
I'm not sure we want to call the Jets a bad team just yet. This was a bad performance, however. My eyes on the Jets. We'll get to the Bills, immediately go to the quarterback. How do you explain, Pat, I'll go to you here, what we saw week 1 from Justin Fields and maybe the inefficiency we saw in week 2?
I don't know what it could have been, because it looked like they tried to implement the same game plan, roll them out. What probably happened, the running game wasn't as effective as it was last week. And as we know, Justin Fields, he has to have an efficient running game in order to open up the spaces behind the linebackers and being able to take those deep shots down the field. So the running game was not there today, and he looked pedestrian for the most part. So if the running game is not available for the New York Giants and being able to use the rollouts and boots and things like that, this is what you're going to get.
You know what? These are the things that we heard about Justin Fields throughout training camp. One bad day, one decent day. And that's the issue for him in terms of taking his level, his game to another level, being consistent. Because what he did last week with his skill set, his talent, that's what we expect to see week in and week out, more so up than down. And today he didn't even throw for 30 yards, 27, 29 yards to be exact per pass. And he left the game in the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, getting evaluated for a concussion.
For a concussion. He averaged 2.5 yards per throw. 2.5 yards per throw. That's not even a rushing goal for offenses. You want to run the football for more than 2.5 yards per run. So it's something about the consistency that has been missing, not just with Justin Fields, but the entire offense that led to a lopsided win in favor of the Buffalo Bills.
Do you think it was just him facing his old team? Pittsburgh, he had a lot of juices flowing?
Oh, I think that definitely played a part. I think he really was up. Not saying he wasn't up for this ball game, but I think the entire mantra in the locker room for the Jets was, let's do this for Justin. But you should have that mentality, and just my assumption, every ball game.
Pretend like you played for whoever's across from you here, and we do have some sound coming in from the final in this one. Again, a dominant performance for the Buffalo Bills, 30-10 your final. The quarterback with Tracy Wolfson postgame.
Well, first off, how is the nose feeling?
It's feeling great. We're good to go.
Well, we could see you took a hard hit there, I'm sure. Worried about the swelling. Any x-rays in your future?
I'm sure they're going to ask me to, but I typically decline. We'll figure it out.
Of course you do. Well, let's just talk about the start of this game. A lot of talk about the defensive injuries coming out flat. How about the way this team set the tone early on?
It was unbelievable. Our defense had a lot of juice at the beginning, obviously setting us up with some good field position there early. Now we got to do a better job of converting when we get down there, stop kicking field goals and score some more touchdowns. But proud of how our guys ran the ball today. You know, we knew we had to run it. They knew we were running, and we were able to do it.
That was going to be my next question. 225 rushing yards. How much was it all about letting James Cook just be James Cook and cook?
Yeah, I mean, we ran the same play quite a few times, you know, trusting our guys up front. James is doing a good job of finding the hole, hitting it hard, and yeah, when you have success like that, no need to get away from it.
Quick turnaround. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Go Bills.
And for more from MetLife, we're pleased to take you back out to the site where the lead analyst of the NFL on CBS, Tony Romo, joins us now. Tony, the result here may be representative of the different echelons these two teams currently occupy. What did you make of specifically Buffalo's performance today?
Well, I thought they systematically came out and did what they really wanted to, which was to impose their will, and they just made the game simple. And they didn't ask Josh Allen to be a hero. Some games you need him, but this is the sign of a really good football team where they could just go right downhill and say, we're just a little bit better than you guys are right now, and really a lot better today. And I thought for the concern, the emotional letdown from the Bills side after that big win, it actually looked the other way, where the Jets almost had that little emotional letdown.
Some of the groupthink throughout the week, maybe the nitpick, the thread you're going to pull at if you're going to pull at one in Buffalo is it says Josh in bold at the top of that call sheet maybe a little too often. The fact that the personnel group goes out there and performs the way they did. What do you make of this too deep as you have it in front of you here for the Buffalo Bills this season?
I just think they got depth, and I think they did a great job in the offseason of getting their team to handle, because some of the injuries that have affected them in the past, where I think I was impressed, even though they gave up a ton of yards to the Ravens, they had the ability to stay with, some of the receivers. They got more speed. The depth up front is going to serve them really well. If Joey Bosa stays healthy, this is going to be a very tough team to beat come playoff time.
Maybe a olive branch to the team in green if we can find one. I'm not sure if that's the direction we take it, but week 1 we saw a Justin Fields ceiling that maybe we hoped for, and here in week 2 obviously ends in injury, but we maybe saw the floor. How do you explain the relationship between that ceiling and floor right now for the quarterback?
Well, you want to see consistency, so you want to see last week's performance at least have some more of that. I think today it's a tough one because the challenge is this defense does a great job disguising where to start with your eyes, and I think that got Justin Fields, so he got off things a little bit too quickly. They didn't utilize his legs quite as much as they probably could have, but give the Bills credit. They literally had a great plan. Some of the corner blitzes on early downs put them behind the chains where they became one-dimensional, and that's not the recipe for success for them. But you just got to see it a little bit more tighter. You missed too many throws that were open today.
Wasn't the most exciting game in the world, but Tony, you told me a couple weeks ago as we sat down, you found the joy in it all, and joy here in a moment for Jim Nantz, 40 years in the booth. You give him our best as well.
You got it, buddy. It was great. He's the best.
Tony Romo, Jim Nantz, and Tracy Wolfson, the A-team, taking us through another one here, and it's a dominant Buffalo Bills performance in this one. James Cook, not necessarily getting to those Josh Jacobs numbers just yet, but consecutive games with a rushing touchdown. Cook, now 6 and counting, comprehensive effort here on the road from the Bills, who improved to 2-0.